What if your next can of Coke came with a cryptocurrency? What if Coca-Cola, the most iconic brand on earth, quietly tried to launch its own coin, and almost no one noticed? This isn't a meme. This isn't Dogecoin 2.0. This is Coca-Cola Coin, the digital token that could have turned soda into software. In the late 2010s, while Bitcoin made headlines and Facebook faced a regulatory firestorm over Libra, Coca-Cola was quietly experimenting with blockchain-powered vending machines, crypto loyalty rewards, and token-based purchasing systems. You probably never heard about it, because it never launched at scale. But the experiments were real. The patents existed, and the implications? Massive. A brand coin from a beverage empire, redeemable, scalable, and maybe way ahead of its time. This is the story of the Coca-Cola coin, the crypto that almost quenched a global market. Before we talk about token specifics, let's talk about Coca-Cola's obsession with scale and tech. This is a company that serves nearly 2 billion drinks every single day, a brand found in over 200 countries, from the streets of New York to the hills of Nepal. And it's always been an early adopter of systems that make that global reach more efficient. In the 2000s, Coca-Cola invested in RFID technology to track shipments. By the 2010s, they'd rolled out smart vending machines that accepted cards, NFC taps, and digital loyalty points. But then came something bigger, a quiet, serious shift toward blockchain. In 2019, Coca-Cola Amatil, one of the world's largest Coke bottlers, announced a partnership with Centrapay to trial digital token redemption at vending machines across Australia and New Zealand. Customers could buy drinks using a crypto wallet, scan a QR code, get a Coke. That same year, Coke One North America, Icona, Coca-Cola's IT arm, began experimenting with blockchain for supply chain transparency. Working with SAP and Hyperledger, they aimed to streamline logistics across multiple bottlers and partners. It wasn't about speculation. It was about efficiency. But beneath the surface, the idea of a Coca-Cola coin was starting to bubble. In 2020, a Coca-Cola vending machine in New Zealand quietly became a testing ground for a digital future. Using a crypto wallet and a platform called Centrapay, customers could buy a Coke using Ethereum-based tokens. No cash, no credit card, just a QR code and a tap. To most people, it was just a fun experiment. But to insiders, it looked like the first step towards something bigger, a Coca-Cola branded token, a digital coin for soda, loyalty, and more. Remember, almost all transactions nowadays are done via debit card or tap to pay on one's phone. Middlemen like PayPal, Visa, or MasterCard all take a roughly 5% cut of each transactions. Imagine if Coca-Cola could gain back that 5% on reach of the 2 billion drinks sold under its brands daily. At that scale, any minor saving or increase in revenue is huge. Here's how it might have worked. Instead of earning generic points from a drink purchase, you'd earn CokeCoins, tokens stored on a blockchain, redeemable for merch, exclusive drops, discounts, or even another soda. Think of it like Starbucks rewards. If the rewards were actual crypto tokens, Coca-Cola has always been a master of brand loyalty, and this was a way to digitize that loyalty, to make it mobile, gamified, even tradable. Internally, there were discussions around NFTs, limited edition can drops, and digital collectibles tied to blockchain identity, a token that could serve as both currency and community. But nothing ever launched beyond isolated tests. The CokeCoin never got bottled, and there's a very good reason for that. Even though it was ahead of its time, on paper, the Coca-Cola coin made sense, a tokenized loyalty system, easy to redeem, possibly even gamified, but in practice, the risks started to pile up. First, there were the technical limitations. Coca-Cola's global infrastructure spans millions of vending machines, POS systems, and partner networks. Retrofitting that hardware to accept blockchain tokens, especially in real time, wasn't cheap or simple. Second, the regulatory landscape was shifting fast. 2019 was the year Facebook announced Libra, as we previously covered in this series, and the political backlash was swift and brutal. Lawmakers panicked at the idea of a private company creating its own currency. Coca-Cola, though quieter than Facebook, risked walking into the same crosshairs. Launching a CokeCoin could invite scrutiny from the SEC, FTC, and global regulators, especially if the token could gain or lose value. Third, the brand risk. Coca-Cola is family-friendly, wholesome, iconic. Tying that image to cryptocurrency, with all its volatility, scams, and darknet headlines, could backfire. The marketing team didn't want headlines saying Coca-Cola pumps crypto or soda coin crashes 40%. And finally, there was the internal disconnect. Different regional bottlers, different markets, different tech stacks. A unified blockchain token across the whole Coca-Cola ecosystem? That's like asking every franchise of McDonald's to run the same crypto wallet. The idea was clever, the ambition real, but the logistics and technical challenges? Too much. So the Coca-Cola coin stayed in the lab. The Australian vending machines were shut down, and the CokeCoin faded into obscurity. But let's imagine for a moment. What if Coca-Cola had launched a blockchain-based coin, globally, at scale? A CokeCoin economy could have redefined how we interact with brands. Every can purchased could earn a digital token. Scan the bottle, tap your phone, get rewarded instantly with CokeCoin. You could redeem tokens for drinks, merch, or event access, collect limited edition NFTs tied to holiday cans or movie tie-ins, trade rare Coke collectibles online, or unlock regional exclusives. In effect, Coca-Cola wouldn't just be a drink, it would be a digital platform, a mini crypto economy layered on top of a physical product. At sports stadiums, CokeCoin could replace cash at vending machines. At festivals, it could become the exclusive currency. Think Apple Pay meets Fortnite skins, but for soda. And the reach? With 2 billion servings per day, Coca-Cola could have onboarded more people into crypto than Coinbase, Binance, or even MetaMask. One swipe, one sip, one coin. Could this have been a new frontier for global brand engagement? Maybe. But it never happened. And that's where the story turns. Because Coca-Cola wasn't the only corporate giant experimenting with digital money. In fact, some of the most powerful companies on Earth, from social media titans to tech pioneers, tried to do the same. And many failed in exactly the same way. The Coca-Cola coin became the final fizz in a long line of corporate crypto dreams that never fully bubbled to the surface. We've spent this series unpacking a pattern, a cycle of ambition, hype, and hesitation. Facebook promised a revolution with Libra. Amazon tried to tokenize loyalty. Disney coded smart contracts before Ethereum was cool. And Coca-Cola nearly put a coin in your vending machine. All of them had the power, the reach, the tech, but none of them launched a true, lasting coin. Why? Because crypto wasn't built for central control. It doesn't play by legacy rules. And when the old world tries to bend it to its will, it usually snaps back. But these stories still matter. Because even the failures show us something important. That the idea of programmable money is here to stay, whether or not big brands lead the way. If you've enjoyed this series, subscribe to The Crypto Historian and drop a like below. Which of these corporate crypto ideas would you have actually used? Let us know in the comments and keep your eyes open. Because in our next series, we'll explore the biggest crypto scams, from OneCoin to FTX and everything in between. You've been watching The Crypto Historian, where the past is encrypted and the truth is worth mining.